lesson, I'm going to continue the fascinating subject from the last session, which is the 15 things that come from a correct turning of the left shoulder. And I'm talking about right-handed golfers, of course. If you're a lefty or a southpaw, it's right shoulder. But for us right-handers, the left shoulder controls 15 things in the backswing. So again, you've got less to worry about. So I'm going through my pre-shot routine. Now, because my shoulder turn is going to go to my throat, it's going to track on the correct line for the club that I'm using. So, for instance, with a wedge, I come close to the ball more upright. You see that the shoulder turn operates almost straight back from the ball for the first few inches, and the club stays out in front of us. Then as I go to 6-iron, the takeaway comes a bit more inside the ball target line, and with the driver, it would come even more on the inside, simply because the club is longer. So, with 13 long clubs in the bag, you'd need 13 types of takeaway. So I can relieve you from the worry of that. If you set up the golf ball properly and load the shoulder to the throat in the 9-inch journey, inch 1 to inch 9, then you're going to be in plane. I can stand up and prove it to you. I'm not below plane, I'm not above plane. So the great thing is, when the shoulder coils to the throat, the path of your takeaway is a done deal. Okay, so what are their advantages? Well, if I have a wedge, I come closer, you'll find that the shoulder turn takes me into a shorter, more upright swing. My forearm is very quiet, and my wrist hinge is quite active. So that's a great platform for accuracy. If I then go to the driver, I get a different result. Because the club wants to bring me on the inside, my forearms rotate fully and my wrists seem almost passive. So you can see that the mix of wrist and forearm rotation is a spectrum. You can't have the same mix for every shot, and that's why Bryson DeChambeau's single length clubs are slightly flawed in their design. You cannot impose wrist hinge on a wedge to that of a 6-iron, that of a driver. They're unique to each other. Yes, you can impose a 6-iron wrist hinge on a 7-iron, possibly an 8-iron, but it's not going to work across a range or a spectrum of 13 clubs. So, to put it simply and to put it briefly, with a wedge, the shoulder turn makes you short, upright and wristy and no roll, and with a driver, the same shoulder turn makes you flatter, longer, more rolly and less wristy. So you can see some major factors. Now, the other one that people struggle with is they think that fast is bad. There's nothing wrong with a fast swing as long as there's a good swing. But generally, if you're fast, the arm goes by itself. The beauty of igniting with the shoulder, that is where you get your rhythm from. Okay, so here we go. I don't think about slowing my swing down. I'd be slow and bad rather than quick and bad. If I load the shoulder, it's one of the free 15 gifts. Left shoulder to the throat. Load. And release. Didn't quite catch it. If that had been Pebble Beach, I'd have had my heart in my mouth. So, understanding the 9-inch journey of the left shoulder, the 15 things that come for free should clear your mind. The journey of your club head, the length of your backswing, the tempo are all dealt with. Okay, so doesn't matter what club you're using, the engine speed, shoulder to throat, is pretty similar. Shoulder to throat, coil, and through. There we go, completed the shoulder turn and got a better result. So, every time you stand over a golf ball, having had a good grip and good posture, you're being asked 2 questions. Can you ignite the swing in the 1st inch, and can you complete it in the 9th inch? Okay, it's a 9-inch journey, inches 2 through 8 are for free. Your job is to load the 1st inch and complete in the 9th. I can't keep it simpler than that for you.